The federal government, under the direction of the newly created Department of Government Efficiency, is cutting jobs across the board. Some of those are in the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the National Weather Service, which provide valuable forecasting, monitoring, and emergency services. Here in Louisiana, that means monitoring things like drought and hurricanes. These federal meteorologists are responsible for publishing the data that farmers depend on to grow the best crops. State climatologist Jay Grimes says many NOAA offices in the state were already understaffed. He points out that the National Weather Service is a service and would not benefit Louisianans in rural areas if privatized.
Privatizing means, is there a profit to be made? Nobody's going to get into the business unless there's a profit to be made. Is there going to be a profit in trying to forecast for that little hamlet of 400 people? Probably not. So what I fear would happen would be the privatization of weather services would ultimately result in sort of metro areas getting sufficient coverage. Why? Because the metro area would have the tax base to pay for that service. But as you moved away from that metro area, how are you going to get that intermediate coverage? Are we going to end up with donuts, effectively, areas that are covered and spaces that aren't?
The hundreds of employees in NOAA who were cut were provisional, and their terminations are currently being evaluated by a federal judge.